Sleepy Maddie. Hello, Hannah. It is currently Tuesday, but for you it is Wednesday. Time travel. You might have noticed that I'm wearing my glasses for this video. For those of you who didn't know I wore glasses, this is just another secret of my dark past. This video today has to do with dinosaurs, and with comments, and with Tolly from Schmaltalk. See, Hannah, quite recently, I made you a birthday for your 17th birthday. That didn't make sense. You see, Hannah, quite recently, I made you a video for your 17th birthday. And Tolly left a comment on this video, and she said, "Isn't a Stegosaurus not a dinosaur anymore?" And I was shocked, and I had to research this, because, ouch, it hurt. Right in the childhood. And I started to think about everything else in my life that had ever been refuted or disproved as I proceeded in my aging. And I came up with a fairly large list. Kind of large. Sort of obvious things, but let's evaluate them now. Alright, let's cover the basics. Tomato is a fruit. The moon isn't made of cheese. Santa Claus isn't real. Neither are... Abby, we're Jewish! Sorry, that was harsh. There are a lot of myths that are disproved in U.S. history, and things are not what they seem, and it just tears you apart with stuff. This, A Voyage Long and Strange by Tony Horwitz, was a book that I read for a supplemental text for APUSH over the summer, and I liked it so much that I was a nerd and emailed the author, and he hasn't written back. Tony Horwitz, write me back. So this crushed a lot of my hopes and dreams, and Columbus, not the first person to land on the American continent. That was Leif Erikson, who landed in Newfoundland, Canada, about 1000 CE. Columbus was also a pretty poor administrator. He was a seaman, not a landsman, a fish out of water wherever he went ashore. There are also a lot of Spaniards who actually traveled within North America before even Jamestown and the Pilgrims came, and one of those people was Coronado, who's actually lost men in the plains because the grass was so high that they just rode into it as scouts and disappeared. Drowned in this sea of grass, I think is how he put it, which is a really haunting image, and history's cool, man. Also, the first Thanksgiving. This is relevant because it's coming up. Thanksgiving, that is. 56 years before the Pilgrim Feast at Plymouth, the Spanish performed a similar ritual in St. Augustine. So the first Thanksgiving might have been in Florida by the Spanish, and they might have eaten salt pork. Also, Pocahontas was not an Asian Barbie who was in love with John Smith. She was 10 years old and doing naked cartwheels in the village. John Smith was like a father figure to her. Other things that adults told me in my childhood that have proven not to be true. There is not a watermelon plant growing in my stomach from that seed that I swallowed that one time. My face isn't stuck like this, Miss Lunch Lady. Chewing gum does not take 7 years to digest. I crossed the street without holding hands, Dad, and I didn't get hit by a car. Also, Max can get viruses. Just saying. I before E except after C. That's a weird rule, isn't it? Huh? Weird? Anastasia, the Lost Russian Princess, probably didn't escape like the movie said. Also, that's not a Disney movie. That's a 20th Century Fox movie, okay? And I fight with people all the time over this. This is the only thing that really gets on my nerves about people. It's Anastasia. It's not a Disney movie. Ah, sorry. I'm getting too worked up about this. Marie Antoinette never said let them eat cake. She never did that. I did a report on her. She never said that. Buddha, also known as Siddhartha Gautama, was not chubby. He was probably pretty skinny. Shaving doesn't cause the hair to grow back coarser and thicker. It's a myth. It's a myth, ladies. We didn't evolve from monkeys. We have a common ancestor who is probably monkey-like. I am encroaching on the camera's personal space. Sorry, camera. I will stay back here. How about the biggest lie of all that was told to me in the childhood, which was Pluto? You're not a planet. You're just a rock. Sorry, Pluto. Alright, let's wrap this up. So this entire list started when Tolly from Schmaltalk told me that a Stegosaurus didn't exist anymore. And while doing my research, I did discover that the Stegosaurus has a brain in its hip region, possibly, but the dinosaur you were thinking of, Ms. Tolly, was not a Stegosaurus, it was a Triceratops. Triceratops might actually have been a younger version of another dinosaur, which puts us in trouble because, you know, South Dakota and Wyoming have the Triceratops as their state fossil and their state dinosaur, respectively. So yes, That's all the childhood lies I would like to dispel today. Goodbye, Hannah. See you Friday. Bye.